Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Today we've got Maurice Abévi with us, one championship fighter. Welcome to the show, Maurice.
Yes, bro. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for inviting me.
Awesome, man. And how awesome is it to be living in Phuket?
Bro, it's awesome, man. It's like a dream. It's like a fighter's dream, you know. You have all the gyms, you have the good weather, you have the girls, you have your bike, you know. Everything is cheap, and bro, it's the best thing you can do, man. It's like if you fight, you meet so many people, and you meet people from all around the world. It's like yeah, it's just a dream.
It really is like
Yeah, man.
A heaven for fighters. It's just got everything here, and it's got one championship, of course, in which you're signed to, being the biggest fight promotion in the world, be it by social media numbers, etc. How do you feel like being on one championship?
For me, it's awesome. You know, I'm really happy to fight there because it's like the biggest. It's the biggest martial arts in general organization of the world. They have kickboxing, MMA, Muay Thai, grappling. You know, they have even special fights. And yeah, like I know I worked hard, you know, and I knew if I have this style that is like exciting and looking for the finish and going forward and spinning shit. Sometimes I spin too much, I know, and I get too excited, but you know, with this style and going for finishes, I knew like at some point the big organization is gonna come, and now I'm inside, and now I'm just gotta take advantage of it, you know.
Fantastic, and yeah, for sure. Like coming off a knockout win a couple of weeks ago, we'll talk about that. But let's just kind of bring it all back, right? Maurice Abévi, as a fighter, as an athlete, where are you from? Where did you come from? To get to where you are today.
So that's a long story. So I started like about 7 years ago. That was right at the time when I was, when there was McGregor Diaz 2. That's when I was like, my brother was telling me about like McGregor Diaz 1, and everybody knew McGregor, and like, I didn't like how cocky he was and this and that. And the first one, he got beat by Nate Diaz, and then he beat him, and then that was like, and that time, that was we started watching MMA and watching UFC and all that stuff. And
but
then
you weren't training at the time.
No, just I was like, I started with soccer for a long time, and then I would lift weights, but never like.
And this is originally where did you grow up?
I grew up in Switzerland, in Zurich, Switzerland.
In Zurich, Switzerland.
Awesome. Yeah.
You were an athletic guy growing up.
Yeah, always athletic. Yeah, always moving around, always. Always fighting with my brother. I have a twin brother.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and we start together like. One day we were out at night and we got jumped by like 5 guys, and we just got our asses kicked, you know. And the next day the next week we were like, okay, let's find the MMA gym, you know. We wanna learn this shit. Awesome. And then the first session was BJ sparring, and we were always sparring with each other and stuff, and we were like fighting for, I don't know, for the last piece of chicken or whatever, you know. And then we kind of had the feeling for grappling already. Cool. So we were smashing people from the first day, and we were like, fuck, man, this is the shit, you know. And then we start watching YouTube videos, we start drilling together at home, and we start falling in love with it, you know. And then boxing, we would start boxing as well, and kickboxing and all that stuff. So we would buy gloves and spar at home and stuff, and then just grew and grew, yeah.
So was the goal right from the beginning MMA, then, as you trained boxing, jiu-jitsu, all of it at once? Or did you start with one martial art and then, start adding different ones to the game and then MMA?
So I was training, I wanted to start training MMA right away, but the coaches told me like, you have to first start training jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling for itself, and then with time, as you get better and you have like some understanding of each martial art, then you can mix it all together, because it's too much, you know. Yeah. MMA is such a broad universe of techniques, and you just have to cut it down and then mixing it all together.
So you started training 7 years ago. When was the first fight? How long into your training was it like, Coach, I want to fight?
So I started with a grappling competition.
Okay.
My first grappling competition I did with my brother together, and we were in the same bracket, and then we got together in the final, and he beat me. Fucking Jonas, man, I get you.
You've never forgotten that.
Yeah, man, never. That's still here.
Still deep.
No, but it's good, it's all good. And then about 6 months, 6 or 7 months into my training, I was always telling my coach, like, I want to fight, because other guys in the gym were fighting as well. And then he was like, yeah, let's go, I got a kickboxing fight for you, this and that. And then I did the fight, and I won through decision. You know, it was just a brawl, you know, I didn't have nothing, you know, just 6 months of training, and I just, bah! You know, really angry, you know, really excited. And then, yeah, then I won the first 2 rounds. In the last round, I just got tired, and then I won the decision.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, that was my first fight.
Awesome, man. And it was kickboxing.
Kickboxing, yeah.
And then MMA in the cage. How long did that take?
MMA in the cage. There used to be MMA, like MMA in the ring, when I was amateur.
Okay.
It was, wow, that was probably like a couple months after that, you know.
So you got right into it. And
Yeah, I got right into it. And I was like more of a grappler at the start because, yeah, that's like my inclination, you know, as of my character. And then in the first fight, I think I took him down and I submitted him with the armbar in the second round.
Nice. And how old are you at the moment?
I'm 24.
24.
Yeah.
So around 16, 17 you started
Yeah.
training.
16, 17.
When did you know that you wanted to do this as like a career?
That was probably about 1 year or something into my training. I was people were saying, oh, you're good, this and that, you can be something and stuff. And then I didn't know, you know, I didn't want to fail and stuff. And I had this inner conflict. But then I was like, fuck it, you know, let's try it, you know. I like risks, you know, in my life. And yeah, I didn't want to regret not trying, you know. Rather try and fail than never trying, you know.
For sure.
So yeah, then I was like, fuck it, let's do it, all in.
Awesome. I mean, and that young, you know, as a man, you know, making a decision, hey, I want to go be a professional fighter. How does that sit with, you know, parents, grandparents, family?
Yeah, that was a fight. Yeah, that was because yeah, my parents have no idea about martial arts or combat sports, and they didn't even know MMA before I got into it, and yeah, they were like they're still like concerned about me, you know, but they're really supportive, you know, and they want me to do whatever I'm passionate about, you know, and they love me and they support me with that one.
Awesome.
You know, but they can't watch my fights.
They don't watch.
They don't watch them. You know,
That's fair enough. That's
yeah.
fair enough. But I'm sure they're very proud of you now on the big stage of one championship.
Yeah, gotta bring some bucks home soon. Make a bonus.
And your twin brother, what does he do?
He's training as well. He's just been unlucky with a lot of injuries and stuff. And he was always like, I always say like this, he was always more talented, but he always got injured, and then he was like, oh, fuck this, man, you know. I go into the training, and then I get injured for a couple months, and then I have to do rehab, you know. He's injured right now from training, you know, so it's not like his life's path, but he's also a lifelong martial artist, and he definitely has the passion for it.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a extremely tough career, right? I mean,
Yeah.
There's so many variables,
Yeah, yeah.
like be it injury, be it infections from mats, be it
Tell me
fights
about
getting
it.
cancelled all the time.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it really is like a roll of the dice, like. And,
Yeah, I always say, like, if you want to do it because you love it, you know. Even if I wouldn't even if I wouldn't make money with it, even I would still do it, you know. I would still want to do it every day of my life, and that's how it should be, you know. You never know, you know. And that's how it should be with everything, you know. You should do it because you love it, not because you want money or you want this or that. Because it's gonna be hard, you know. And then when it's gonna be hard, then you have to have this motivation, like, why am I doing this, you know? Why am I doing this? So, yeah.
For sure, especially with fighters, right? MMA fighters, especially, you know, you're looking to fight 2, 3, maximum 4 times a year as a professional. And one of those fights fall out, that's 6 months of just sitting, basically having to train twice a day at a minimum. And, you know, without a fight in sight, you know, you really need to love it, right?
Yeah,
otherwise, you know, what the fuck am I doing this for? It's tough.
Obviously, there's days where I hate it, you know.
Yeah,
you know.
sure.
Sometimes I hate it, but that's part of it, you know. And also, especially on the highest level, like, it's just about doing it, you know. It's just about discipline and pushing through, you know. And I have like, and also, I want to give back to my family, and I want to give back to other people, you know, people who support me, and then it's not only me, you know. And it's people are saying, yeah, you're the next this, you're the next that, you know, and I don't want to let them down, you know. It's like when Conor McGregor said that, like, your lack of commitment is an insult to the people that believe in you. You know, sometimes I hear that, I'm like, fuck, man, let's go, you know.
That's awesome motivation,
you know?
man.
Yeah, man.
That's really good.
You always have to have these kind of tricks, like mind tricks. You have to play with yourself to keep going, you know.
Especially when it's turn up and get punched in the face.
Yeah, man.
On a Tuesday
100%,
afternoon.
100%. And when you lose, you get only half of your purse, you know.
Yeah. It's a tough game, man, but high risk, high reward. Right?
Yeah, that's what's up. I like it.
I mean, how much of a champion did you feel? Was it first round knockout?
This one
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. First round.
And how were you feeling coming into that fight?
I felt really confident, you know. I knew I was better than him, you know. And especially the night before, I was leading up to the fight, I was visualizing always more and more, and I just kind of convinced myself that I'm gonna win, you know. But obviously, I had always had these butterflies, and I was really anxious because it's always it's a difference between being confident and then really doing it, you know. Obviously, you still have to do it, and everything can happen, you know, in the fight game.
Sure.
So I was, and especially coming off a loss, you know. That was my first time coming off a loss, so it was different, you know. But I was really confident, you know.
I especially liked your appearance with the cups of coffee.
Yeah, that was funny. That was after the fight.
They were waiting for Smiller. I was watching it here.
For Daniel Kelly.
Was it Daniel Kelly?
Yeah.
And I just saw you with 4 cups of coffee.
It was crazy. I was after the fight, I went to get some coffee for me and my guys. And then I had to hide behind the curtain because someone was coming. Yeah, they filmed the walk-in, right? And then the second person came in. Before the second person came in, we had to get out. And I was like coming out like 1 minute later. And then I come out and I see a camera, and the guy behind the camera look at, oh, go away. I'm like, what? Okay, I go away. And then
it looked like you were really surprised on TV.
Yeah, I was.
Me? Oh shit! That was awesome.
Yeah, that's funny. That was funny.
I'm sure you were ecstatic, right, of a first round KO win.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Basically, covered the loss, your first loss in one championship. Let's talk about that. I mean, there's been a lot of footage that have gone viral from that fight. I mean, you seem to have like the most flexible hamstrings and knees I've seen. Like, how did you get out of that position? I mean,
well, first of all, like before I got into the position, he got my back, you know, and I'm a confident grappler, you know, and when he got my back, I was like, fuck this guy, man. This guy is not gonna tap me today, you know. This guy is not. I don't give a fuck, you know. And then I tried to stand up and shake him off, you know. And then he grabbed my leg, and then I was just stubborn, you know. Just didn't want to give up and stuff. And then I hear Ben Royal, my grappling coach. Shout out to Ben. Fight the hands, and then I start fighting the hands, and then I punch him in the face and fight the hands, and then I just get out. But I still lose the fight, and I was like out for like 2 months because I tore my hamstring. Yeah. But at least I didn't get finished.
It was worth it, man.
It was worth it, bro. 100%.
For the highlight reel.
100%, man.
Nice. And like you just mentioned, right, Ben Royal, your grappling coach, owner of Phuket Grappling Academy.
Yes, sir.
You're also training out Tiger Muay Thai as well, right?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. How have you found like the training out here in Phuket? How long have you been out here in Phuket? And how have you seen, the main differences from training out here to in Zurich in Switzerland?
Yeah. So, like I said before, you have so many gyms here, and you have so many coaches, so many fighters, and fighters from all around the world. I meet people from all around the world here, and it's just a higher level. It's a higher level, and wherever you go, you find good people and good coaches. The difference to Switzerland is in Switzerland I have just one gym, 360 Martial Arts. Shout out 360 Martial Arts Zurich. And I still have my coach there. My coach from Zurich, he came to Singapore for this fight. Yeah, shout out Benjamin Brander. And there I have just my team, and my team, and every day we go to the training and it's the same team, and that's cool. That's awesome, and that's how I want to train like in the future. But in Switzerland, the thing is just, it's tough to be a fighter, Like in Switzerland, everybody has a good job, like people have good standard of living, and it's just not like the best thing. You get punched in the face every day,
Yeah.
And people kind of don't have the same focus that people here have, People here are like 100% committed to, this is my craft and I'm gonna train every day and train as much and as hard as I can. But in Switzerland, it's more of a balance, between work and life, or work and training.
I'm sure this time of year as well, like it's a lot warmer out here than in Zurich.
Yeah, man, 100%. 100%, yeah. And I'm happy to be here right now.
Do you,
Definitely.
What would you say if you hadn't got into like martial arts at all? Like, where do you reckon you'd be in terms of a career? What would you be?
So, I start before I fight. I start apprenticeship as a carpenter.
Cool.
So I'll probably do that maybe, but I think I would from there go into more business.
Mm-hmm.
I like business and I want to do business in the future. After my career, because you can never fight forever, right?
Yeah.
And probably like business or marketing or something like that.
Nice. That's cool. And I always like to ask fighters this, because most fighters just have that dream of being a world champion,
Yes.
And man, that's obviously exactly what you're focused on and wanting to be. But like, if that was taken out, like, what would you be? That and a lot of fighters have so many strange dreams. I've had chefs. I've had like people saying that they want to be, all sorts of different things. It's always an interesting thing to wonder what would be without, right?
Yeah.
Also,
True. Yeah.
it's a mature thing to think about too, because like you said, like fighting is a short game, right?
It's a short game and dangerous game,
Yeah, a very dangerous game, man.
I could lose all my limbs, soon.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, it's a reality for sure. There's, the percentage of people in MMA that have got as far as you is what, 5%? Not even that. 2% have made it to a promotion like one championship and it's had 2 fights.
Yeah.
It really is like that. Like compared to
true.
like the pool in which
everybody that's training and everybody that wants to be a world champion, right?
Yeah, so it's interesting to think
crazy,
about that sometimes as well. Even with the brand as well. I'm like, what would I do without the brand? Like, I'd be lost, bro.
What would you do?
stick to being a boring fucking accountant. Like,
Yeah, bro. Happy you did it, man. You
yeah,
did the
for
right
sure,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I don't want to like think of it too much because I just want to be all in, you know.
Yeah, man.
And then if it doesn't work, then do something else, you know. But I never worry about that then, you know, because I want to have all my energy in what I'm doing right now, you know.
Tell me a little bit about the Swiss training system. Like,
Yes, Swiss training system.
because I've seen some videos, and I've also seen they sponsored a few other fighters around. I think. What do they do?
So Swiss training system is my nutritionist and strength and conditioning coach from Switzerland. Shout out Luca. Yeah, he does my nutrition and my strength and conditioning. I'm in constant contact with him, with the weight cut, with my strength and conditioning, with my training, how I schedule my training, how I schedule my nutrition, food prep, all that stuff.
Is there anything especially Swiss about it? Is there like
Just quality.
Friday
Quality,
night fondue?
It's like yeah, that's like he's always says like if you want something special, like for example you want a pizza or you want to eat shit, you know, or you wanna get drunk on the weekend, and it's like we can make it so your body can absorb it the most healthy way, you know.
Oh, wow.
And he always says like, yeah, if you want to eat ice cream, then we can schedule it this way, and then we take something out there. It's not like, oh, you have to eat like this, eat like this, eat like this. It's like, it's a lot of room to play, you know.
And they have like a very tailor-made approach for you.
Yeah, 100%. And it's also like I can text him like in one in the morning, and he takes my phone and he texts me back, you know, and he says, oh, how is your weight? How's your week? Or and how's your weight, you know, and stuff. And
Awesome.
It's good, man. It's good, yeah. It's also like a good accountability, you know, when you want to eat shit, but you know you have Luca asking you next day what you eat, you know. It's like, or what's your weight? Then it's like, yeah, it's good to have, yeah, man.
How long have you been working with them?
Since last year. Well, I had a big injury last year, and after my injury, I was like, I wanted to be ready to get back, you know, because, and then we were working on the physio stuff, and getting the leg. I had my knee, I dislocated my kneecap, and I had cartilage damage, and then we were getting ready to work up my leg again and get stronger in the upper body, you know. And then ever since then we were working together, yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, I've had.
He also looks at my blood work, and he suggests supplements according to that, and I'm happy with him, yeah.
Also, and
It's good.
having that kind of care, right? That really takes you as an athlete to the next level. Like,
Yeah, 100%. I feel like having a strong team around you is so important, because there's so much more about being a fighter than just training, you know. You have to have, like we said, nutrition. You have to have recovery. You have to have coaching, obviously, and so much stuff. Like the business side of it, it's like I just want to be the best fighter I can be, you know, and I have to focus on this. On fighting, you know, on hip escapes and about double legs and single legs and jabs and all that stuff, you know. I can't worry about all the other stuff. So having a strong team.
Do you have
really
a manager?
Important. I always got my fights from my coach from Switzerland, and then I signed the contract, and ever since then I've just been talking to them directly.
Okay.
But sooner or later I'm gonna get a management, and I'm talking to some people right now.
Yeah, I think it's
the moment.
kind of, it's a controversial topic, right, within MMA. Like, what qualifies you to have a manager?
Yeah.
Like, why do you need one
Or to
if you
be
can
a
talk to them
manager,
on your own? Oh, what qualifies you to be a manager for one as well? Is it,
100%.
and what does a manager do? I mean, from my perspective, like, you know, coming from a corporate world, you know, if you go and work in a job, that manager's there to help you progress your career, right? And to get the promotion, to get the next level. Whereas sometimes you see MMA managers, like, they're just there. They'll just call you, say, "Hi, I have a fight. Do you want it? No, okay, I'll call you again in a month."
100%. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and then you take the fight, and they take 20% for like one call, you know, or one WhatsApp message. You know, it's like, what the fuck, man? And I never wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And I got advice from other fighters as well. You know, they were like, be careful, you know.
Yeah.
Be careful, you know.
Then,
you never want to rush into something.
There are some scenarios where you really would want a manager, for example, you know, dealing with fight purses,
100%,
numbers,
and they
making sure you get paid.
100%,
Actually, you know, some
100%.
promotions around the world, you know,
yeah.
it's a fine line, and
Yeah.
I haven't got the answer. But I do
yeah.
talk to all the fighters about management, and you know, one experienced ex-world champion, Terry Brazier, I had him on the show. You know, he was two-time world champion in MMA, and he was like, you know, if he worked with a manager who was giving him 20%, he needs to make sure that that manager is going to get me, you know, an extra 40% in sponsorships.
That's how it is, yeah.
You know, prove their worth, really.
Yeah.
You know, other than just being a guy that can just call you up and say, I've got a fight.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be good for your career as well. It's just an opportunity
100%.
they're trying to fill.
100%.
So, yeah, I think there's a lot of room for that area to grow and evolve
100%.
in the MMA for sure.
100%.
But if you're doing it on your own for now, then keep going, bro. You're doing good.
Thank you, man. Thank you, yeah.
So, what is coming up for Maurice Abévi?
So right now, 2 weeks like after my fight.
2 weeks of
I'm
partying and enjoying the ride.
Yeah, a little bit, you know. I was just binging too much, you know. But like too much of this is like also not good, you know. I was eating so much and I was eating bullshit too much, and it's like you just wake up and you start feeling shit, you know. You feel more tired and training is not good, and
I guess
you
also
don't feel as
like
good,
you've just done a camp of what 8-12 weeks where you've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
like
yeah.
military
super
disciplined.
focused, yeah.
You have one fight and then all of a sudden it's like the doors
Yeah,
are open.
yeah,
Do what the fuck I
everything is
want.
like,
Your body must be like,
You
what
know?
the fuck is going on? Like,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, 100%.
but it needs it though as
100%.
well, right? You see, all
Yeah,
fighters
man. It's
take
mental,
some time
you know.
off.
Mental. Yeah. And I'm going slow, you know. I'm going slow. I'm not like training super hard right now, or I'm super focused. But I like you know, the routine of being a fighter, you know. And I'm looking forward to being healthy and training daily and living this lifestyle, you know.
I think also being out here in Thailand, you're always going to be on that list for one championship if they need a fight.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, in Bangkok. Yeah, it's like
You'll be
it's a
there.
1 hour
You'll be
flight,
there in,
and I'm there, you know.
3 hours. You're in
Yeah.
Lumpini.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
So
100%.
I guess that kind of always
You gotta
stay
be
ready.
Yeah,
Kind
bro,
of
100%.
never know what's coming. But who's the champion of your division?
Christian Lee is the division champion, and there's a couple other good guys in that division. So, yeah, man,
The Tanli Ilya fight, was that for the interim?
That was featherweight.
Oh, for a different weight
That was
class.
featherweight. Yeah,
Okay,
70 kilo.
nice. And if you were to call out a name for you next, who would it be?
I won't say it's Northcutt. You know.
Northcutt, let's
Yeah,
go.
so it's Northcutt. Yeah, man. I think I can fuck him up. You know.
Yeah.
I think he's overhyped. You know, and I'm the future. We are both 1-1 in one championship. So that would be my dream fight. But I'm gonna finish whenever they're gonna give me next. You know.
For sure. I think that's a great fight, to be fair.
Yeah, man. 100%, man.
That
I'm
is
gonna go
really good.
forward, man. I'm gonna bring the show.
For sure. And, I mean, I think
100%.
he believes in his jiu-jitsu skills now, coming off a submission.
We're gonna
He's a
see, man.
striker.
I'm working with Ben Roll, man. You're not safe on the ground.
That's for sure. How is working with Ben Royal as a coach?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, first time I met him, it's like it was. He really surprised me. You know, he was like this small guy. You know, not really. You don't really think. He also doesn't have like cauliflowers like crazy or something. And then he just manhandled me. You know, he manhandled me. Like I'm gonna say it how it is. You know, he's like 15 kilo lighter or something. And he just, yeah, man, I didn't know where I was, you know, and I never felt something like that. And then I was like, yeah, I want to train with you, man, you know. And then yeah, we started talking and stuff. Then last year I had a big injury, so I couldn't train with him. Then I came back this year, and I was like, I was right away. I was telling him, yeah, I want to work with you with this fight. And then yeah, just our kind of yeah, we just grew and grew together.
Awesome.
And now I work with him, and he tells me like, yeah, this would work for your game, this would work for your game, and I really trust him. And ever since I've been like consistently working with him, my game got like really structured, you know. And I have a game like I go from here to here to here, and it works on everybody, you know, or like 90% of people, you know. And I'm really happy, and I'm really yeah, thankful, you know. He's also a cool guy, you know. He's not like a weirdo or whatever. And that's really important also, you know.
He's a great guy, man.
And yeah, man, great guy. And
even at like local tournaments, you know, local jiu-jitsu tournaments where his students will go.
Yeah.
You'll see him on the sideline with a piece of paper, like taking notes. And, like, it's almost like it reminds me of like a football coach, like how he's, you know, he gives people tactics, he gives people feedback as well. You know, he takes that role as a coach very seriously, and you know, he does a great job for sure. Like from what I see,
he does, yeah.
You know, people know where they stand, they know what direction. He's actually he cornered me in Siam Cup 2020 actually.
Oh yeah.
And it was just, I mean, he's
in the gi.
In the gi. Yeah, it was. I was in the final and I had no one. I was like, Ben, can you just be in my corner? He's like, yeah. And he was like, he just gave me clear instructions, like underhook. That's
Yeah,
what it.
yeah, man. And you see
Move
it.
your
Yeah,
leg. Okay. And
Yeah,
I just tapped the guy. I was like, it was like he was playing like PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I see him do it like with Big Mo. He'd be like this. It's as if he's just playing the PlayStation with his fighters, and it works for him. And you've got that relationship. It's something that's only going to grow and get better as you grow as well. So
100%.
it's awesome.
Yeah,
you're down
I take
there.
a lot of inspiration from him because he's a true martial artist, you know, and he loves this game, and he watches tape and he analyzes it, and he sees people and he's learning for himself as well all the time, you know. And yeah, man, he's a good inspiration for me.
For sure, and I think that's also flowed through, you know, into Phuket Grappling Academy as a gym, right? You see every Saturday, like, there's coaches from all over the island that go in there for an open mat.
It's the best
you know?
gym in Phuket, you know, best gym in Asia.
Almost seen as like a neutral ground as well that anyone can come to, right? And just train. Like,
just train,
just
roll.
You get all the Russians there. You get all of like, you know, the Tiger coaches, the, you know, guys from Temple, everywhere. Like, I just think that's an amazing thing that's been built very organically as well. You know, they went from the little blue room to now the big one, and we're very grateful.
He didn't even want it, you know. He started like teaching privates and stuff in top team, I think.
Yeah.
And then they didn't have space, and then he ran the little space, and then there were coming more and more people, and then he just kind of taught it, you know. And then he opened up the gym in right now, the big gym, and now it's grew how it is, you know. And I think he deserves, you know. He's really skilled, you know. He knows what he's doing.
For sure. Back to you then, Maurice.
Yes, sir.
Like, Sage Northcutt, next fight would be amazing.
Yes.
Before, you know, the rest of this year, do you think you'll get a fight in this year, or probably
I
early
hope,
next
you know,
year?
I hope. I talked to them, I want to fight in December, but you never know, you know. We won championship. And it's not like I have a manager who knows guys, you know. So I'm just going to stay ready, you know. I always say, like, all I can control is my effort, you know. And when I'm not fighting, I just focus on skill development, you know, on technique, on getting better as a martial artist and as a fighter. And either way, if they wait till they give me a fight, I'm going to be even better, you know. If they give me a fight, also good, you know.
Awesome.
So either way, it's okay.
And as I say, you're very focused, you know,
bro.
what you're going for.
Yeah,
and
bro.
You seem like you've got the right team around you as well. And I'd also say thanks for letting us be a part of your journey too.
Thanks for being part of man. Thanks for coming to the journey, man. I'm stoked.
You know, fighters of your caliber, repping the OG, really appreciate that. And before we round things up, just one last question. You know, you're a guy from Zurich, by way of Togo.
Yeah, bro.
As
Totally.
well, we didn't mention that earlier, but you know, someone growing up in Zurich is probably, you know, looking at a career in finance. Like it's a hub of finance in the world. And,
Yeah, it
you know,
is.
if a kid wants to have that dream of MMA, you know, what would you kind of advise? You know, you're still a young guy in the process of it, but you've been through it quite recently, trying to become a professional. What would you advise to that next generation, those younger guys that are probably looking at you on One Championship, Amazon Prime now, being like, shit, I want to be that guy, man. I want to roll into the ring and, you know, look like a ninja. Like, what would you say to them? Like,
So it's about, I say, like I said before, you have to do it because you love it, you know? You don't do it because you want to be a world champion and you want to make money and have bitches and fame and whatever. Just do it because you like fighting and you love fighting. If not, you're just gonna give up at some point, you know? And if you love it, then, you know, you have to want it more than anything. You have to want it like your life depended on it, you know? And you have to be nervous when you can't train, you know? You have to be like, you see other guys training and you're like, fuck, you know? And just give it your all. If you want it enough, you're gonna find a way, you know? If you don't want it enough, then maybe you're not gonna do it, you know? But then you didn't want it enough, and then it's also not so bad, you know? So just give your best and train as hard as you can and take risks, you know?
awesome. Well, thank you very much for those wise words and for coming
Thank
on
you.
the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
go.
Thanks for being here.
Maurice Abévi, if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.